What's up guys, this video is going to be a Zed versus Akali guide, not just in the laning phase but afterwards as well, and how to win against Akali 73.9% of the time. Yeah, I definitely didn't just make up that number, I done all the math and everything. You'll just have to trust me. And yeah, let's get into it. I'll show you the runes on the screen. I take these runes and ability haste on the little one because I like to go a low haste kind of build, not going grudge, not going shojin either, just going more damagey and less haste kind of build in my items. That's going to be helpful for me. And yeah, we'll get into the laning phase. Early levels, you have to be really careful against Akali. Like before first item is the hardest kind of part of the game, I would say. And here he has Doran Shield, so all poke I do is kind of rubbishy. So yeah, I'm not hitting the wave, I'm also sitting back. He's hitting the wave, which is good for me because the wave's going to come in. And that's what I want. I Q, but I have ability haste on my little rune, so some of the CS are kind of bad. I walk up and I take poke, which is really bad. I should have backed out from that. I didn't play too well in this early game, for this game. But I think it encapsulates sort of how the matchup is, right? So early on, I think early levels, like level 1, you can kind of win because you outrange him and he has like energy problems, but then level 2 and above, until you get Eclipse, it's really rough. So yeah, we just play safe. We don't want to take too many trades, especially as Doran Shield. I have first strike, I've got that scaling page. And yeah, I mean, the early game, you got to be really careful because like Akali is really snowbally and volatile. And if you fall behind, or if you die and you miss XP against Akali, it's like really, really bad because he will snowball. Akali will snowball really hard. And if you fall behind, I'm sure you guys know, they kill you over and over again with their unskilled combo, you know, whatever. They just jump in and kill you basically. So you really got to be careful the early few levels and before Eclipse especially. I go for a trade here, which is bad because he hits me with E. I thought it would be smart and jump over his Q, which usually it's fine, but you can only do that when his E is down. So yeah, you can like W to the side as he's walking up if his E is down, and then take the W when he Qs or when you think he's going to Q, and you would dodge his damage. So that's basically pretty good. If he had no E, but he has E, so he E's me and I take damage. Trying to push the wave, but then I wasted my W, which is kind of rubbishy because the wave is on his side. And I walk down, we see Jarvan trying to run away. I just let him go because obviously I'm not going to catch up to that. So I go back to lane. I think I use W here. Right there, you can jump over Akali's E, so that's another combo you should know. If you know that the support and jungle and their top lane are like no one else is mid, it's just 1v1. You can do a trade like that, you know, W, E, and then they usually use their E on your W, but then you take your W like as they E and then you jump over the W. It's very easy to do, I think, once you get the timing right. So yeah, that was a rubbish W. But yeah, jumping over his E is quite a good little thing you can do. Over here, he's obviously beating you down still. Before first recall is definitely Akali favored, especially when they go Doran Shield. Can't really do much unless you have Electrocute and Scorch, in which case you're a bit stronger, but I would say it's still too dangerous. Like I think just the volatility of Akali is really silly. I messed up my W. Like if you fight Akali early, you're giving her a chance to snowball, which is silly, I think, considering that once you get Eclipse, this becomes much easier. So you definitely want to rush Eclipse against Akali. I think it gives you a higher success rate to beat her up early, like early into the game, but like later on from now, I guess. We're only 5 minutes in. So yeah, I mean, when you get Eclipse at like minute 7, 8, maybe 9 max, I would say 7 or 8 is most ideal, or earlier, of course. That's when you're quite strong. And usually Akali goes Sorcerer Boots, so she can't get her item before you, her first item. I tried to bait her in because I knew she was 6. So I tried to bait her in because I know I have W. But I flashed and I think I took damage from his ult too. You can rewind and check anyways. I don't think I would have lived regardless. But I got his flash and his ult. Now I have ult advantage, so I'm like, I'll just take it, whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. He missed the cannon XP here, so I'm quite nice with that. Quite happy with it. The quick combo there, and then I dodged to the side because I know he's going to use his E straight away. Usually the Akalis will use their E on your W very early on. And then here I get greedy. I go in and I die. And the wave actually doesn't push in time, so it was quite bad by me. But the trade was good until I ran under the tower. Like the auto before I went under the tower, like up until there, what I should do is back out and slow push that wave until I get W up again. And then I go in with W and ult and everything, because he would not have ult in time as well, because his ult would still be down from the dive earlier. But yeah, and then I roam bot, so I'll just forward past this. Okay, I forwarded it to a point where I have Eclipse, so we're now 10-11 minutes into the game. Just show you how things are different. I waste my W like a troll, and then he just walks up anyways and takes some damage. Quick Eclipse proc, decent damage there. I'm just gonna wait. Use my W backwards because I think he has ult advantage. Just chilling, pushing like that. Playing it real slow with Eclipse. We don't want to go commit too much. Just slowly gonna poke him out, like choke him out with my advantage. As you can see, he has Swords for Boots, so he actually doesn't get his item quick enough. I missed that Q, but if it hit and I got Eclipse proc, he would have taken a lot of damage. Missed the Qs again. I'm running because I don't want him to ult me while I don't have W. I don't mind giving him these CS. I'm just focused on poking him, missing every Q. But you can just imagine, like, if I hit these Qs, then like he would be really, really low because Eclipse proc does a lot of damage. So that's just a skill issue by me. And we're gonna go poke him again, surely. Here I let his E hit me because I want him to go in, but yeah, he's too scared. Sometimes you can do that, like just like I did there. If he's low enough and you want him to take the E2 so you can line up the Qs, then you can WE, let his E hit you, and then stay with your W. As I hit the spells here, he goes invisible though and gets away. So I'm like, oh, I kind of rushed it too quickly, I guess. Usually best to just wait. Just play it slower and choke them out more. Because now I have like no HP. There's where ult almost hits me. I see Jarvan on the left, so I'm running here. I should definitely have played it slow and saved my HP because I was getting like slow advantages. So I misplayed here. But you can kind of see, right? Like if you have Eclipse, you just play it slow. You choke him out with poke combos. You don't commit too much like I did, you know. And, you know, you would win. He stays, but I base and I think I TP on the cannon. You should TP on cannons here usually to deny it, because sometimes they might walk up and like greed for the cannon because they might get tilted. People get emotional, so if you TP to the cannon after they clear like all the other minions, they might do that. But yeah, he's low, so I'm just chilling there. What was I saying? Right, yeah. So you can kind of see. Okay, I'm just about to get the tower, try to find him, stop his base. Oh, and he goes and kills Fiora. But yeah, you can kind of see, like, after Eclipse, the way to play it. I stopped pinging the Nexus. Don't mind it. I think, yeah. Anyways, yeah. You can kind of see, like, after Eclipse, how things get easier. I think I W backwards, get Eclipse proc. Look at that, all that damage, and first strike. And yeah, you just play it slowly. I guess I haven't shown properly, but with how bad I'm playing it, I'm still like going decently okay in these trades, right? I think I missed my Qs here. You guys can just watch. There you go. Like, just watch how badly I can play it, but we'll still be fine because I have Eclipse. And how, like, if you go even, the matchup kind of transforms into something that's like really winnable. And then here I do a flashy play, I think. Spoiler. Yep, flash, E, auto, profane. Make sure I kill him. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm winning the trades, I'm winning the fights because we rush Eclipse and we get our item before him. And I mean, now I have Tiamat and Brutalizer 2 on top of it, and he only has Lichbane and Sword Boots. So I mean, if you go even, because Akali always likes to go boots, you'll always get your first item first. Eclipse is really strong by itself as a first item. So that's how it works against Akali. You kind of want to just take it slower than I did. Obviously, I was going in and missing a lot of Qs and everything, but you guys are going to be much better, so don't worry. I'm sure you guys are going to be able to win this matchup, like, yeah, 70-odd% of the time. But yeah, let's conclude, I think. Oh, also, there's actually more that goes into the matchup that wasn't properly encapsulated, like, in that game that I was showing, but I'll kind of talk about it now, in, like, conclusion, I guess. So, what we went over is mainly the early to mid game. In the late game, you want to kind of avoid Akali, 1v1ing Akali. You want to bring her to, like, your team. You want to do 3v3s, 5v5s is more ideal, I would say. The more people at the fight with the Akali, the better it is for you, usually, as Zed. Because Akali has dashes and you have, like, blinks. So it's much easier for Akali to just get hit by, like, a wild spell and get caught and die. Even though she can go invisible and she can, like, dash a lot. I think a lot of champs can just, like, CC her and then you can line up everything on her. And a lot of her dashes are, you know, they put her in a specific position where you can line up the Qs. So you know exactly, you know, from the moment you see her ult 1 casting, you know she's, like, mid-air, you know exactly where she's going to land, right? And the moment you see her E1 casting, you know exactly where she's going to land. E2 as well, you know exactly where she's going to land. So that's basically a good way to line up the spells, especially in the mid to late game. I just talked through some extra tips at the client, and then I realized what I was saying should just be shown in practice tool. So here I am. I just want to show you. So I don't know if I mentioned properly the trading pattern against Akali. Let's say this is a little Akali. Yep, this dummy. So we're walking up. We don't want to go too far. We want to use a max range WE, right? So we need to know where it hits. We'll probably hit from here. But as we WE, we walk back. Okay? So what you want to do, I guess I'll just do this. We WE, we walk back, and we Q at the same time as we walk back, because we're over level 6, right? This way, we do that, and we walk back. Well, we don't need to Q straight away. We WE, and then we Q while walking back. So you walk up to max range, WE, then Q while walking away, because you don't want the Akali to jump on you. Because when Akali jumps on me, I die. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. You want to force her to use her E if she wants to jump on you. So that's a good trading pattern. This is why Eclipse is so good, because you're 1Q and an E does so much damage. Okay, that's the main trading pattern after Eclipse. That's basically your bread and butter. But another thing I wanted to talk about is, let's say you use W and you clear the wave. So we have no W now. And Akali comes from, like, over here. So this dummy is now Akali. She shows up and I'm in range for her to ult me. So she ults me and I have no W. So if I just look for the, what's it called? The dummy. And then he jumps, right? So this jumps to me over here. I have no W. Right? So what should I do? Well, he has E and he has ult because he came from fog, and I use W to clear the wave. Let's say that. So he jumps and that's him. I ult him as soon as he's, like, around here, right? He jumps from here to there. Ult him when he's close, because that's the only way I can get out if I have no W, right? That's, like, the only way. If I ult his E, because usually what they do, the Akalis, they jump and they E. And if they hit E on you, you're just dead. Like, you don't know it, but you're dead, basically, if they hit you with ult and E. So you have to kind of YOLO it, but usually you have W up. So if I get my cooldowns refreshed, usually you have W up. If you have W up in this situation, let's say this is the Akali, this little dummy, and I don't know how to remove it, but let's just say this is the one. This is where it jumps towards, right? I mean, it's probably a bit lower. The range is higher, it's like there, but it's fine. Basically, as soon as you see her jump, like her jump animation thing, you want to W like that and just immediately run, and then E. And then that makes her have to use her E as well to chase you. Or her ult too. And if Akali uses her E or ult to follow you, then you can just ult her in that situation and use all your spells on her. You'll pretty much win, because she would have used everything to try and gap close. And in that situation where you had no W and you try to ult her, what you want to do is you ult, you don't have W, let's say I don't have W, I forgot to use it, but then we run, and then we take this, and then we run this way when she chases over here. That's kind of the thought process of, like, trying to run away, basically. Also, I forgot to mention, make sure that when you WE and you walk away and she jumps, you Q after she jumps so that your Q hits and you still proc Eclipse. Because you WE, then we Q. As you can see, we can have a little delay before we use our Q. And Eclipse will still proc. So don't worry about that. They always use their E, so you can just wait for them to use their E when you WE and you walk. And then just Q when they dash away. Another good tip against Akali that I'll just quickly say is, let's say you get pushed, you pushed in the wave, and now you walked into Fog of War. Next wave is here. This is a little Akali farming the wave. Well, Akali usually wants to use like all of her spells on the wave, so wait for her to use her Q and her W, and then you can just come in. W, she's going to E me. I'll jump over her E with W like I did in the game before. And then I can ult and just follow. As long as she has no W, I can usually kill the Akali because she wastes her spells in the wave. In conclusion, I think Akali is quite a hard matchup, but you guys can do it. Basically. You guys can do it. Don't worry. You play safe until you get Eclipse, and if you didn't die 5 times like I usually do, which you won't because you guys are better, then, you know, you'll be fine. Yeah, this video is going on forever, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed or if it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.